Welcome to This Week in Real Estate with Jonathan Harmon and Bryan Nale, your local experts on all things real estate in Middle Tennessee. Listen in as they discuss the current state of the market, the latest trends, and have a little fun while doing it. We do want to say the opinions voiced on this podcast are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individuals. All right, everybody, welcome back to This Week in Real Estate with Jonathan Harmon and Bryan Nale. We're back, boys. We're back. How we feeling?
You know, I'm still coughing a little bit.
I've got my jacket on.
Yeah,
Can we just pause for a minute and look at how handsome this guy is?
Look at him.
I mean, my goodness, he has been working his butt off. Now, you know, we won't get into all the details here, but he's literally been working his butt off, and you're looking very handsome.
Thank you, sir.
Very dapper.
I'll tell you guys a story. I got my diplomat headshot yesterday, and I thought about posting it on Facebook, and I will. I'll post it on Facebook, but I thought about posting it next to my diplomat headshot from 2 years ago. And man, like the physical transformation has been. It's when you see it right there. I don't want to brag, but it's. I've done some good things.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I will admit, not without some help. So I was going to post, if I did post them both side by side, I was going to say, I'm thankful for falling in love with the gym and starting to run, and Wegovy, and tailors who can take in a suit, because the jacket's the same jacket from 2 years ago. It still fits great.
Yeah,
So
jackets
shout
are
out to
expensive.
A1 Alterations over there. A+ Alterations.
We need to tag them in the comments there, Trent, because let me tell you, good tailors are hard to find. So I went the other direction with a jacket one time, and there's a tailor across town, and she's Russian and thick accent, you know, and she's working on this jacket, and she's like, you know, there's only so much cloth that I have here to work with. And she actually said to me in a very stereotypical Russian fashion, your better plan would be to just lose some weight. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Rude.
Well,
No, you know, she wasn't wrong, but
all kidding aside, for me, it started with a desire to be in better shape, and so I started going to the gym, started working out, started getting cardio in, but the pounds aren't really coming off, and my doctor had the idea to try semaglutide and got me on that, and that's when, man, like things started to change. My complexion, one of the things, not just the weight that's come off, but you look in that picture and my face was a lot redder because I don't know if I was an alcoholic or not. I still have alcoholic beverages, but I was drinking a lot more of them. And the semaglutide really kind of curbed the appetite for alcohol.
it's the number one challenge to the beer industry right now.
It's huge. And it's what nobody's talking about. Everybody's talking about, you know, marijuana drinks, THC drinks, and gummies and edibles and stuff. And that's challenging the alcohol industry. And it is. But then you go throw in the other headwind of people on Ozempics and Wegovys and you know, all of those things. And there's a lot of headwinds in that alcohol space right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hi, Trent. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. running like crazy.
I'm going to do my best to not cough into the microphone, but it is much better than it was last week, so that's good. So I guess we're ready to get started.
Yeah, we should
get
do
it.
the
Yeah.
headlines. Back to you.
So, wrote my monthly article yesterday about the month of January and just activity here in Rutherford County. That's what I always focus on. And man, I'll tell you what, it's the story that it's just more of the same. And so for the month of January in Rutherford County, so Rutherford County's 350,000 people, 247 closings for the whole month of January. Now, we lost a month, but understand that the closings in January were deals in
lost a week.
December.
Yeah,
we lost a week.
Yeah.
But those closings in January, again, most of them originated in December. So December was dead.
Yeah.
Now January's picked up, and I think February is going to be a little bit better, but still 247. The Middle Tennessee Association of Realtors membership is just over 2,000 people. So the biggest county in MTAR, right? 2,000 agents. Let's say it's 1,700 agents in Rutherford County. Just under 250 transactions. So, I mean, that's 1 or 10% of all the agents, basically, a little over. Let's say it's 15%.
If you did the real math on that and backed out all the ones who had multiple transactions,
I had 2 of those.
and how did you feel having 2 transactions? Did you feel pretty busy or pretty slow?
Very slow.
Yeah. So like that's huge, or the absence of huge is what that is.
So it's interesting. So here's what I'll tell you, and this is my hot take on it. The market is what it is. I can't make you want to buy or sell a house, right? And I wouldn't try to, okay? But here's what I will tell you. If you're considering it, if you're thinking about it, and you're going to talk to an agent, all right, you need to ask some hard questions to that agent and make sure you're getting the best advice for yourself and not the best advice for them.
To try to help them get a deal.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's a lot of people that haven't had a paycheck in probably quite a while.
Yeah.
And so ask them, when was the last time you had a paycheck? If they say it's been a while, ask them, well, how have you been eating? Are you financing it all on a credit card? Do you have a spouse? Luckily, I have a spouse that has a steady, good job, and, better knock on some wood there. And Cammy's like, come in.
You can come in.
Cammy.
It's but you got to ask that question.
Yeah.
And especially if they start trying to talk you into something that you're halfway comfortable with.
Yeah.
It's sort of like going to a bankruptcy attorney and asking them if you're bankrupt or not. Figure out before you pull the trigger on something, make sure that you've talked to a couple of different people and got comfortable with the answers there.
Yeah. Well, and if they say, if that real estate agent looks you in the eye and says, no, I haven't had a closing since November, don't immediately discredit them because of that.
And I'm not saying that at all, because honestly, they might be hungry enough to get the job done.
That might work. That might make them work with it. So, but what you do need to do is really think about what they're saying. How does that line up with what you thought going into the conversation? And if it doesn't, then go get another opinion or two.
Mm-hmm. But you got to have all the context.
Yeah,
that's my point, right? Have context.
But I'll tell you this, I think there's people who probably did 7 or 8 transactions in January that still only care about the next deal and will say whatever it takes to get that deal. So So that, and I had an interaction with a team who I've never worked with and don't particularly care to, where it was very clear that they were trying to bully someone into signing with them who really had no intention of ever signing with him. It was kind of an accident they ever talked in the first place. Mm-hmm. And then when he was like, hey, I'm not signing your buyer's rep agreement, they were adversarial about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just
that always exists in the market.
Take that for what it's worth. But production does matter. You don't want someone who is going to prioritize their getting a paycheck or a closing over what's in your best interest.
That's right.
And that comes down to integrity. So try to be discerning when you're gauging someone's integrity.
And context matters.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bottom line. But if you're interested in reading kind of some more of that summary and seeing those numbers, make sure you're on our mailing and or email list. And also a lot of that stuff, most of that stuff does end up getting transcribed and put onto the J. Harmon Home Team blog. Yes, a blog. When was the last time you said that phrase? Man. So anyway, check that out. If you have questions, just send us a DM there. So I'm going to talk about a couple of other things. I got put in charge of organizing the show today, so you get to bounce around in my brain. Look out, it's scary.
Dangerous place.
I went and attended an event this morning, Coffee with the Coach. This was the first one. MTSU is starting that. I'm a big MTSU football fan, as most of you know. And, it's been a little rough the last couple of years. And Coach Mason, he's a good guy. And I think he's got a plan. I think we're still all adjusting to stuff like transfer portals and things like that. So once a month now, third Wednesday of every month, they're going to start doing Coffee with the Coach. It's free. It's open to the public. You come in, get a cup of coffee, sit down in one of the team rooms, and he just answers questions. And it was very cool. It was very cool access. If you're a football fan, one of the things that it has always been great about MTSU football is the access that you can have. Like, you can be up close and personal.
Yeah.
It's not like some of the other bigger programs out there.
I'll say when he was hired that first offseason before he had his first season, he heard the fan base wanting the coach to go out there and market the program, wanting the coach to connect with the community, and he did a great job. They come out, they had a losing season, which nobody was really surprised given what was left in the cupboard.
Sure.
Then the next year didn't get off to a very good start. He ended up finishing, I think, fairly strong, putting together some competitive efforts. Gosh, the number of games that we lost by one score or less was pretty astounding. And that's the way football goes sometimes. Some seasons you win those close ones. Some seasons you lose more of those close ones than you want to. But during that period, I'll be a little critical here. I didn't see him connecting with the community like he did before. For sure, the first down was ever played under his watch. So I'm encouraged to hear this that he still feels that need to connect with the community. Yeah, because it's there.
It is.
It's there, and I mean,
especially at MTSU, man. Yeah. And the community's huge.
Yeah,
it just has not been touched.
Well, and I'm on the BRA board with Jonathan, and it is sometimes going into that stadium and being critical of my program here, but it can be depressing. And I'm calling a spade, but to fix it, you gotta have some wins. You gotta have a coach that's connecting with people, and
you gotta have a program that connects with people. You got to give people a reason to want to come, and some of that is personal invite. I mean, it has to be at that granular level like that. Yeah. And some of it is people like us that are like, hey Trent, what are you doing this weekend? Nothing. Excellent. I've got a ticket. You're coming with me. Yeah. Right. And we gotta do that. And it's, those of you that are true blue fans, and, I know a few of you guys that no matter what the record is, you're going to show up. We got to start dragging some folks into that stadium and, man, get them drunk. I don't care how you do it, but whatever you got to do.
Get them from the parking lot and the tailgate scene and into the stadium.
Yeah, that's it.
That's sometimes a challenge.
It's going to happen. And I feel good about it. And, it really just takes decisions on individual levels that you're going to support your alma mater. And honestly, if it's just alums that would choose to do that, we'd be fine. Yeah. We'd be fine. Yeah. Yes, obviously we want to engage the rest of the community for sure. No doubt. Yeah. But just the alums. Do you know there's over 100,000 MTSU alums within an hour and a half drive?
Yeah. I did know that.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
We only seat 30,000 in our stadium, y'all.
The previous coach, will be less than that now.
Yeah, it's like 28. I think.
It's less than that now with the stadium renovation. The previous coach did this for one season, and it was so freaking cool. And you had to give to the BRA at a certain dollar level to be able to get access to this. But it wasn't like a stupid number. It was very approachable. And the Thursday before every game, I can't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday before every game, you would go into the film room, have lunch, and they would break down film.
Oh, that's cool.
For the upcoming weekend's game.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Was that your idea?
No.
But it was.
Guess what's coming back though?
Is that coming back? That was. Because you're talking cool. if you're a fan of UT and you got Florida coming up, you know everything you need to know about Florida. You know who their star players are. You know who their what the game plan is going to be to try to contain so and so receiver.
But you don't know UAB.
But you don't know what was the receiver from Florida International that played with the Colts? T.Y. Hilton. Never knew who that guy was, but before MTSU played Florida International, I went into that room and they were like, "Oh, this guy T.Y. Hilton, we are going to be double teaming him. We're going to be dogging him. We're going to be doing everything we can to contain this guy because he's an NFL talent player here at Florida International, and we got to figure out how to win with him on the field." So that game, I was like, I'm watching for T.Y. Hilton, right? And then lo and behold, he goes and has a very successful NFL career. And I got to say, I saw him play.
And you knew what you were seeing.
And I knew what I was seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm glad.
Well, stay tuned.
That's coming back.
Stay tuned.
Right.
Yep. Let's go. So anyway, I don't know exactly what that looks like, but stay tuned.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
really,
very
really
pumped
cool.
about that.
All right.
So anyway, they're doing some good things, and it does my heart good to see the program that I love getting the ship going the right direction.
Well, and what does that have to do with real estate, man? More than you realize. The success of that program and athletics is the front door of the university to the nation.
Well, and God,
right?
listen.
And
go back to what I just said. 100,000 alums, more than 100,000 alums live within an hour and a half of here.
Yeah. So
they're pumping out your house buyers,
right,
y'all.
Right. And and people come in here, and I promise you this too. If you come here and you get a degree, and this is what I would always try to explain to people who are like, why does football matter? Why does sports matter? You come here, you get a degree from MTSU. Everybody in the Middle Tennessee area knows about MTSU, and they, whether they like it, loathe it, or just completely indifferent to it,
right.
They at least know it's a really, it's a good accredited four-year university. But you move to Omaha, you move to Michigan, you move to California, you got a degree from MTSU. What does that mean?
A couple of industries they're going to know within the industry.
Right.
But other than that,
when you're trying to get a job with a big corporation in New York City, and you're trying to make it there, and they're looking at your resume and like, this guy went to some community college in Tennessee. This is what they're going to think, right? So, but when we beat Michigan State, when we turn around the next year and we beat Minnesota, was it Minnesota?
We got beat by Minnesota. We beat.
No, we beat Minnesota. We got beat by Minnesota in the NIT, but then the next year we turned around and we got beat by Butler in the second round of the fall tournament following.
Back-to-back years, we beat two big teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Minnesota and Michigan State, and we were double-digit seeds in both of those. Those kinds of things bring national recognition to your degree.
Us beating Miami in football.
And they add value to your degree, whether you want to admit it or not. It does.
It brings notoriety, and familiarity adds value.
That's exactly right. So what does it have to do with real estate? It has everything to do with just the successful business environment of this community.
That's it. All right, last thing I'm going to bring up for my real estate agent friends, I have been hit twice with a solicitation for what I can only assume is some type of scam. So new listing goes in within a couple hours. I get a text message that says something to the effect, and each time it was a little different. But basically it is, hey, we have some interest in your listing at blank, blank, blank. It's legitimate. We would like to set up a Zoom call with you to learn more about the listing. And, and one time it was my husband's super busy. He can only do it on Zoom. Another time it was, we really wanted to get to know the person that we're talking to. Right. But both times I've said, and they want to try to coordinate the Zoom call. And so both times I've said, hey, I'm almost always driving. So I'm like, hey, can we have a quick phone call to coordinate the time? And then we can set up the Zoom call. And both times, as soon as I ask for that phone call, it gets weird. So the first one said, no, I can't do a phone call. I'll just send you the Zoom link. And so they text me a link to a Zoom call. Well, I'm curious. So I hit the Zoom link and I start looking, and it is not Zoom. It says Zoom and it has a few things on it, but you can tell like if you've ever been on a Zoom call, there's things missing, and it's asking me to log in again. But there's things missing. So I'm like, definitely not doing that, right? Number one, I can't remember my password. And number two, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So then I, hit them back, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a fake link. Crickets, nothing, right? So then the second time I asked the same question. I recognize it, and I'm like, So I said, how about we jump on a phone call to coordinate the Zoom call? And the response back was, if I could get on a phone call, I would. And I'm
a little
like,
adversarial.
Interesting. So you're going to try to bully me into giving you a password or what have you. And so I said, well, that's fine. You can go to somebody else then.
Yeah.
So just be on the lookout. And listen, I say all of that because as people get a little more desperate, they're going to do anything to try to get a deal done. And I don't know what exactly they're playing at with this, but it's not legitimate.
Well, those people aren't desperate. Those are just scam artists.
No. The agents.
But it's the agent's trying to think, well, man, maybe this is a legit buyer, and then they'll click on the link.
I hope it is.
Process. Yeah. So, and what you got to watch out for with that stuff too is sometimes just clicking on the link is all they need to put the malware on your device. So even I mean, I'd take your device in somewhere and say, hey, will you just scan this and see if there's any viruses or anything on there?
I probably should.
But just because you don't have to go to the link to put in usernames and passwords and things like that for them to be able to capture every keystroke on your phone, every keystroke on your computer. Just by clicking on the link, they can get you.
Yep. So just be aware.
Wire fraud. Let's talk. Well, we're going to save that for a pro tip.
Yeah, I'll say that for a pro tip.
All right,
Let's go to pro tip.
This is real?
Yeah,
this is real.
That's a good
Okay.
Just a little busy.
They love their kids.
They do.
I got gingerbread houses over there.
Oh, yeah, they sure do.
Cheez-Its.
The holidays are a busy time. The holidays, you know.
Yeah, they are.
It's hard to declutter.
Yeah, before you take pictures.
Yeah.
So it's one thing. Listen, full disclosure. It is possible that you'll show up at one of my listings sometime to look at the house, especially if you're like, hey, we're in the front yard. Can we come look at the house?
Yeah.
You might walk into this
right
sure. For a showing.
Yeah.
But this is not acceptable for photos.
Pictures. I like the tile they chose, the big squares.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. I was too busy looking at everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could go for some Cheez-Its, though, myself.
Oh, those extra toasty ones.
Yeah. Delicious.
Let's go pro tip.
Pro tip. Moving on. On you, Brian.
Yeah, so wire fraud is real, and man, it is rampant. And what they will do, the way they get you, is they might have hacked into your email account. If you're buying a house, let's say you're buying a house, they might have hacked into your email 3 years ago, and they've just been sitting back waiting. They can see your emails. They can search. They'll search everybody's emails every day for key words, key clues that there's an opportunity to strike. They're not going. What else are they can do with your email, right? Well, here's what they can do. They can see a closing disclosure coming over. They can see a contract going over. They can see that you're about to buy a house. When they can open up that contract, they can see when your closing date is. And as you're getting closer to that closing date, they can send you wire instructions that look like it's from the title company. And you can go to your bank and say, I need to wire $250,000 and here's the instructions. And your bank can say, okay, thanks. You sure you want to do this? Yeah, I got it from the title company. It's my wire instructions. And then you can send $250,000 and you can never, ever, ever get it back. So there's steps you can take to avoid wire fraud. And one of those is confirm your wire instructions with the title company independently.
On the phone,
not with the number from the email that sends you the wire instructions.
Go up to the title company in person.
Not with the email that's on the wire instructions form. Do a Google search. Look and see, is the phone number that for this title company match what's on the email? Does it match what's on the wire instructions form? If it is, that's a good sign, but go ahead and call anyway. Most title companies will put on there, call our office to get the last 4 digits of the account number. Again, don't call the number that's on that wire form. Independently search for that title company's business information online and call it and verify it, and then you can feel pretty comfortable in saying the wire transfer. Don't be afraid. I have people who are afraid of wires, and it's something to be afraid of if you take the proper steps of that due diligence.
And look, most likely, not always, but most likely, your lender or your agent referred you to that title company.
Yeah.
That's pretty common. Let's say 80% of the time, right?
I'd say 95.
Yeah, it's probably closer. You're right. So worst case scenario, forward the email to your agent and say, is this the same email address that you have? Is this the same, whatever?
And guess what? Your lender also has the wire instructions because we have to wire your loan proceeds to the title company. So we know. Now, we don't want to give you the wire instructions. That used to be common. That's one thing that's changed is that it used to be that the lender would say, okay, you know how to get your funds closed? Okay, well, then I'll send you the wire instructions. We'll send you a secure email with the wire instructions. We don't want to do that anymore. We want the title company handling all of that. All of that.
Well, it cuts
risk.
one more person out.
It cuts that out, but it also shifts that. If we send you the wrong instructions, all of a sudden now that's, we've got some culpability there, or a lot of culpability, and that's not a risk that we want to take. So we do ask our clients to confirm their wire instructions directly with title. I heard a story last week of someone who sold a house this week. They were closing on the house they were buying with the same title company a week and a half later. And they said, no, wire us the proceeds. Don't hold on to it. So the title company said, are you sure? And they said, yeah. So the title company sent $250,000 to their bank account. And then the next week they wired the $250,000 to a bogus place, and they lost $250,000. Now they're homeless. I mean, like, that's a real story. And it just happened recently, back in like November or December, here in Middle Tennessee. And the FBI will get involved. The Secret Service is actually better at tracking down your money and trying to get it back for you than the FBI. But man, it has to be done so fast. Like, you have to catch that wire fraud
that
instantaneously.
Shop is up.
Yeah, and it's gone. Yeah. So just due diligence is important, just like with anything.
Just ask questions.
Just
don't trust anything. Ask questions.
And no title company, no lender is going to be annoyed with you for confirming wire.
My title company that I typically use is very good about not emailing, about calling.
Yeah.
And I tell my people, you're going to get a call from the title company. It's going to be either this person or this person.
Yeah.
Right? Not just here's this nebulous title company.
Yeah.
Like, you will talk to one of two people.
Yeah. That's huge, man.
By name.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, y'all.
All right. Shiny penny.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's grant season.
Oh, sweet.
Set aside, those applications can be input starting next week. So what Set Aside is it's a grant program where first-time home buyers can get down payment assistance.
A lot of down payment
assistance, a good chunk of money. We're talking about $17,500 or up to $20,000 for community heroes. So if you, it is a shiny penny that will get picked up super quick. This isn't a penny that's going to sit around on the ground for the next person to come by and get it. So if you want to buy a house and get this kind of down payment assistance, you need to be talking with the lender yesterday about getting pre-qualified and trying to get a house under contract within the next 10 days.
What does a community hero entail?
Man, Trent, I'm glad you asked. I can send you something to put in the comments. There's a long list, but long story short, you're looking at people who work in first responder fields, teachers, things.
Teachers, sick, cool.
Yeah,
that's what I was asking.
So here's a couple of things about this, and I love this program. You can marry it up to just about any kind of loan program.
Sure can.
So you can marry it up to like VA, correct?
Marry it up to THGA, all of it.
Yep. So that's great. Number one. But also, what's awesome about this, from my perspective, is I'm telling you over and over and over and over that the market is good right now for buyers, and especially first-time buyers. If you can deal with the rate, if you can get pre-qualified, you can do the payment.
What this does for somebody's purchasing power, because now if you can get the seller to pay $10,000 in closing costs, you don't have to use the $17,500 for closing costs. You can use it for
rate buy down,
down payment. You can use it for the down payment. You can use whatever's left over. Let's say your down payment's $12,000. You got $10,000 in seller credits come from the seller. You can use the other rest of it to buy the rate down. And now your purchasing power has just grown. But you love it. I love it too. There's a hate to it that I also
because when it runs out, it's gone.
Because
that's the sense of urgency.
That's the sense of urgency. There is an absolute sense of urgency with this.
Yeah.
And this isn't commission breath trying to tell somebody, hey, buy a house right now. It's legit. This will go away and it will not last for long.
Well, and it can be the difference in FHA versus conventional for you.
Yeah.
If you can use it towards down payment, you have a finite amount of cash. You get this cash, and we get you a seller credit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your purchasing power is tremendously different.
I've had clients before where we've gone FHA solely because the debt to income limit for FHA goes to 55% with 3.5% down. If they're putting down 3% with conventional, it's 45%. So there have been people with great credit scores that have had to go and do FHA just to get the house, the payment where it needs to be for their qualification.
Yeah.
So yeah, this can make a huge difference.
Awesome. All right. If you're interested in that, give me a shout. We'll get you with Brian, or give Brian a shout, whatever. But let's start looking at houses. My calendar's empty this weekend, so let's do it. We got to get it under contract. No, so that's my shiny penny, man. We're there. We're 10 days out from the very first real beer festival here in Rutherford County, and Cabin Fever Beer Fest is next Saturday, the 28th. Tickets are still on sale.
This is benefiting Read to Succeed.
It is benefiting Read to Succeed.
A good cause.
Yep. We've got less than 10 VIP tickets still available, and then a bunch of general admission available.
General admission won't sell out.
It won't sell out, but
it's going to be a crowded event.
Oh, my gosh. It is going to be a blast, y'all.
Yeah.
So we are making sure some of the vendors bring non-alcs. So if that's more your thing, that's going to be available. There'll be all kinds of stuff, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
I know what I like in a beer festival, and since we got to put it together, we made sure it was there.
Yeah.
So, and if you know Joey Fletcher, his key word, his buzzword always is
Party.
Let's party.
And he's been helping as well.
Yeah.
So
He says that so much.
all the time.
Party.
It's so funny.
That's his
How you
filler
doing,
word.
man?
I say he says party.
He's like, how you doing? Just partying, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so good. Well, I got one shout out. My wolf pack beat the brakes off the Tar Heels last night, and I'm still on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Biggest victory against Carolina since 1962.
Wow.
Outstanding.
82 to 58. Go pack, baby.
That's phenomenal.
That is great.
Go wolf pack. All
That's
right,
great.
we did
Nobody
a
looks
show,
good
yeah.
in baby blue anyways.
It's facts.
Titans up.
Yeah. I know.
Something else. Something Tennessee.
The only color worse than baby blue is orange.
Yes.
So,
There's
There's
shout
baby
out
blue
to the
and then there's
Carolina.
love you blue.
yeah.
Shout out to the Carolina fans that pull for Tennessee football. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Last
Love it.
one. That was a little dig. All right. Spread the positive. Sorry.
Oh, you're positive about that for sure.
I am positive about that.
So anyway, I think that's it. I think
Yep.
we're
That was a
done.
good show, y'all. All right. We'll see y'all next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's a huge win.
Thank you for listening to another episode of This Week in Real Estate with Jonathan Harmon and Bryan Nale, your go-to resource for all things real estate in Middle Tennessee. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review. We will see y'all on the next one.
I did.
Now for the nitty gritty. Premise Mortgage Company is
She
a
said that
subsidiary
they're
of Premise Bank, a member FDIC. Premise Mortgage NMLS number 1894879, BK number 1042893, ML number 1894879. As always, all loans are subject to credit approval and product guidelines. Equal housing lender.
From Southern Bank, Paul at Liberty Liberty Federal Credit Union is looking for some stuff. They're doing those poker chips. I don't know. I've got about 4 or 5 other things I can't remember right now. So I mean, we'll have some stuff, which is exciting.
Did you take tickets to John Jones?
You told me not to take him tickets.
He just sent me a text and said, "Is this a ticket?"
No,
What is that?
that is a reminder and a QR code for the $10 off if they want more tickets. You said don't take him tickets.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
He's asking if we took him tickets because he's not supposed to get tickets. He
No.
knows he's not supposed to get tickets.
No, there are no tickets. Read what that says. It gives them a code that they can get more tickets with. So it's like a little insider code.
To get discounted tickets.
Yeah. I was gonna say you told me not to take him tickets. I did not take him.
You're not
tickets.
taking him tickets.
Okay.
Oh, I talked to Wes Bynum today. He did not generate a 1099 to Rob because we didn't pay them over $600 last year. Do you think we really didn't pay them over $600 last year? I think they only played here twice, but
It's possible.
it is possible. But if their minimum was 200 a show, I would imagine with the crowds that they brought, they played Ides of March, which we're not doing that this year, are we? I liked that party, but it is just too close to St. Patrick's Day and Mardi Gras.
But the tips don't matter. We don't 1099 for tips.
Not the tips, but like the percentage of the bar.
They wouldn't have got extra on the Odds of March.
Okay.
And then they did homecoming, right?
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, and that wasn't that crowded. All right.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, but Wes is going to make a 1099 for him. I was like, can you do one if they don't hit the threshold? And he said, yeah, I've never had anybody ask to. I was like, well, you're not his accountant. I'm not his accountant. But he wants a 1099 so he can write off some music equipment. And he's like, yeah, I'll generate it for you. There's no consequence to you guys if I do. It doesn't make you guys pay any more tax or anything.
No, it makes us, it costs us, I don't know, $12 or something. So
Okay.
Not a big deal.
Maybe he'll do it pro bono.
No, he won't.
Maybe he will. What made me wonder is if we had a gap somewhere in our reporting where we're not getting.
He's pulling it directly. Robert fills it out because he pays them all in cash.
Right.
And so when he fills out the slip, it's on there what it goes to.
Okay. So there's no